everybody, Agashi and Ajashi here today. Today we are going to be reviewing The Flash Season 5 Episode 6. So this one, I think it's called like the Icicle Comet, or I don't know. Killer Frost is back.
I think by when it gets like 20, we won't be able to have the fingers. We're gonna have to combine fingers.
And toes.
And toes too.
We'll just hold up numbers. Excuse me. But yes, for this episode, we get to see Caitlin and Cisco and the Flash go and find her dad.
Right, the original Team Flash crew.
Yeah. And at the same time, we get Nora trying to patch things up with Iris.
Yes. So now she's intrigued with her mom because she's learned a lot about what her mom had to go through. So now she's kind of like flipped a switch of how she was like with her dad. Now she's doing that with her mom. But Iris, they go along with Sherlock Wells and Ralph it's just Sherlock Wells, huh? Yeah. Just Sherlock Wells to go and find out more about Cicada. Whereas Ralph goes on his own with Cecile to find out what he can about
who is Cicada before he became Cicada.
More so the origin
Yeah.
of why and where and how Cicada was created. So to tackle the first situation being Ralph's situation, he pairs up with Cecile to go and find out where did the impact of the core of the satellite hit with all the dark matter. They went to look because of the fact that they discovered once Cisco was able to get new satellites up, they found out that DeVoe, that the dark matter spread in certain areas only, and certain areas were stronger than other areas. And so they came up with the theory that Cicada would be where the core of the
dark matter
the dark matter satellite landed. So when they went, they decided to look up the names of people that were admitted to a health clinic area after the impact, to go and find out a list of the people who were affected by the core, by that crash site. Now, what they discovered is that there is a list of people who also had children that were also affected. And so with that list, they were able to boil it down to three people that had children. I think they said at the end that two of them were okay, and there was one that was still in the hospital in a coma. So we're starting to get into finding out the backstory of why this Cicada is different from every other former Cicada in the other storylines. Now with that, it obviously is going to lead to the next episode. So you can talk about the other part.
Let's see. So we get the original Flash crew goes into one of the closed Black Ops site, whatever the mom had, and they meet Caitlin's dad, and they bring him back, and then she finds out that he has like his body was like icing up or something like that.
Right.
And he says that he hasn't been able to find a cure. And Caitlin's all like, well, with her blood DNA, it can save him. Right. Pretty much get rid of it.
Because it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
Because Caitlin is able to work with both Killer Frost and her. And so, in the process of her doing it, Cisco's just like, it doesn't make sense. His story doesn't add up. So Cisco goes back and, touching things. He's like vibing and he's seeing everything. And he finds out that, the dad was creating skin stuff to cover him up.
Yeah, he was creating fake skin.
Yeah.
To cover up the ice. So actually, it wasn't the ice was seeping out. The ice was there already. It's just the skin was failing to cover it up.
Yeah. Because his alter ego was taking over him.
Well, it had taken over.
Completely. It had taken over completely. But like the other, which is her dad, is still fighting to come out. So basically,
he's gone.
No, he wasn't fully gone yet.
Well, he's pretty much gone. It's just there's a little bit of
him there's a little bit of him left.
He's pretty much gone.
Yeah, but with Caitlyn's help, it can literally get rid of him.
Right.
So that's why he needed Caitlyn to create that. And so, but he needed to, in order to inject that into him, he needs the room to be absolute zero.
Yeah.
And so everybody is going to go stop him, but it's too cold. Barry and Nora cannot run phase to warm them up. Ralph can't stretch. Cisco can't vibe. They can't do nothing.
Right.
But Caitlyn is immune to it. And she's like confused. And it's because Killer Frost is still with her. And then we get Killer Frost come out and destroy him. But he got away.
Right.
He still got away, but he didn't get the DNA thing.
She couldn't kill him because
It's her dad.
Caitlyn can't come to kill her dad.
Yeah.
Although he's been pretty much taken over by the alter ego, the dad's mind is locked somewhere in there, and until the alter ego Icicle could completely lock him out, he will still be there forever.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point of the serum. If you use it on a meta, it completely shuts down your non-meta genes. If you use it on a human, on a person who has meta powers, but a little bit of only, then it'll completely negate all of the dark matter and meta powers in them, which turns them to complete human.
Yeah, so, he didn't get away with it. He didn't get the serum. He ran away, which we know he was going to come back. And then they, Team Flash, they figured out that, she was able to bring Killer Frost back. So it is just something blocking her. So when DeVoe was, taking powers, he didn't take Caitlyn's power. He didn't need it. It wasn't necessary for him.
Yep.
He didn't need it, so therefore, what did he do? He put a block in her, therefore she cannot call Killer Frost out. Yep. And so they used Cecile's memory head breathing thingy, and she's able to talk with Killer Frost again.
Yeah. Well, it was a technology developed by
Harrison Wells and Earth 2.
Yeah, Harrison Wells and Earth 2, so that he would always be able to dig into his memory. He also used that on his daughter, on Jessie Quick, so that she could relive her memories of her mom. But with both of them gone from this story, there's no purpose of why they would need to use it. But then they realize that by using that for Caitlyn, she's able to communicate with Killer Frost. And
because it's part of her mind.
Yeah.
It's just blocked. So with that, it's able for Killer Frost to speak to her.
Right. So it's a way of helping her slowly bring that back out. Yeah. So lastly is the search for the core, the physical core of the satellite, in which Nora, Iris, and Sherlock Wells went to look for it, and through their research, they found out that it had fallen into the water. So they were able to retrieve it, and once they retrieved it, they found the missing piece on the core that Cicada uses for his fighting, where he is able to negate meta powers, he can kill you, he can kind of in a way absorb meta powers and use it. So they're getting a step closer to finding out who he is and what his goals are.
Yeah. And then we also find out Cicada when he gets injured, he's not supposed to treat himself like the human way. He's supposed to let the power treat it. When the power treats it, what happens to him? He gets stronger.
Right.
So at first he was kind of like pushing it, that he has these powers.
Yeah.
But now he's starting to accept it. By accepting it, it made him stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're starting to. And the thing is, he doesn't have specific powers yet. He's still in the very rough stages of meta powers, so he doesn't know what kind of powers he has. And so he's just kind of like able to do anything.
Yep.
And because he's just this body of energy, by rejecting it, it hurts him. But by accepting it, it heals him. So he's starting to become that villain more than just a father that's trying to stop metahumans. He's starting to become the villain, realizing that he's gaining some kind of power that's going to make him strong, that's going to make him able to defeat metas without worrying about getting hurt. And obviously he doesn't die from getting hurt. He wakes up and he's like, I got stronger.
Yeah.
Which leads to our preview.
Next
The next
week.
episode.
Because he realizes, like, my guess is Sakata realizes that his power accepting it makes him stronger, and him having, suffering for his daughter, he does it to Barry and Nora.
Right.
He knows about Barry and Nora, and so he does it to Barry and Nora. And we get to see Nora crying as if Barry's dead.
Right.
Which we know he's not, but...
Right. But, it almost looks like there's a chance that he's going to steal some of the Speed Force. Because as everybody knows, the Speed Force, if you use it, it can heal you.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you much, much stronger, and it heals you. So he's pretty much like a living embodiment of the energy of the Speed Force, in a way, which makes him really, really dangerous. And they kind of show that Flash really can't do anything to him, because he can negate the Flash's meta powers. And unless they deal with that weapon first, there's nothing that Flash can really do.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is it for this Flash review for this week, and we will see you guys on the next review. Bye-bye.